Okay, let's do this one together. We've got two lines, and we are told that these two lines are perpendicular, and they want us to find the value of h if h is a constant. Now, the fact that the two lines are perpendicular is important because that tells us something about the slopes. Let's say the slope of the first line is m. Then that means the slope of our other line is going to be the opposite reciprocal. So I'll take the reciprocal of m, or I'll flip it over, and then I'll make it the opposite or negative of what m is. And that's the slope of my second line. So first thing I'm going to do is find the slope of my first line, and then I'll compare that to the slope of the other line and make sure that those two slopes have this relationship. So the slope of my first line, this line here I'll call my first line, 6x plus y is 17. Let me go ahead and rewrite that in slope-intercept form. All I need is to get the y by itself, so I'll start by just subtracting that 6x to the other side, and I'll be able to write it in y equals mx plus b form. When I compare this to y equals mx plus b, we can see that that negative 6 is in the m spot, and then the 17 is in the b spot. I really don't care about the 17, that y-intercept, but I do care about the slope. So the slope of my first line is negative 6. So let me go ahead and make note of that, and then clear the stuff that I have here. Now I'll go ahead and focus on line 2. Line 2 has an h in front of my x, but that's okay. I can still go ahead and move everything over to get y alone, and I can still write it in y equals mx plus b form. It's just going to look a little bit weird. So I'll subtract that hx from both sides, and then that negative 9 is still my coefficient on y, so I'll go ahead and divide everything by negative 9 to isolate my y. Now in both of these fractions, when I divided by 9, we had two negatives. So both of those negatives canceled and made each other positive. So now I have positive h over 9, and then I have positive 8 over 9. Well, again, I really don't care about the y-intercept. What I care about here is the slope of this line. So my slope, m, is going to equal h over 9. But the other thing that we know is that it is going to be the opposite reciprocal of the slope in line 1. And that's because these two lines are perpendicular. So remember that that slope from line 1 way back over here is negative 6, which means that the slope of line 2 is going to be positive 1 over 6. Again, we're making it the opposite. Since line 1 is negative, line 2 is positive. And then I flip that 6 over to get 1 over 6. So now I can use that to find the value of h. So I know that the slope of line 2 is 1 over 6, and I know that the slope of line 2 is h over 9, which tells me that h over 9 has to equal 1 over 6. And now I just solve for h. Multiply by 9 on both sides, reduce that fraction on the right, and we will have 3 over 2, so h is 3 halves. And that is the value of h that would make sure that these two lines are perpendicular. And that's it. And thanks for watching. See you next time. Bye.